Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Friday, December 3rd, at 8:25 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 691 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Trump faces flurry of investigations beyond January 6 probe. Donald Trump said it was fake news that Melania Trump won't return to the White House if he runs and wins in 2024. LA authorities announce arrests in smash and grab robberies. Pro-Trump lawyer Lin Wood shared a screenshot on Telegram that he says proves Tucker Carlson and Hunter Biden have a buddy-buddy relationship. Very strong possibility that suspected Michigan school shooter had weapon with him when he met with school officials hours before the attack, prosecutor says. Alec Baldwin hits back at Trump and George Clooney in explosive interview. The Capitol riot suspect who admitted to new felonies while representing himself compared himself to Jesus, new court filing show. What NASA's discovery of hundreds of exoplanets means for us. Wildfire destroys 24 homes in central Montana town. Kayleigh McEnany says she didn't lie in the White House briefing room because she went to Oxford, Harvard, and Georgetown and is a Christian. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. NFL suspends 3 players, including Bucs Antonio Brown, for violating COVID-19 protocols, CNN. Lot of concern over Russian military activity near Ukraine, top U.S. general says, Reuters. China's Diddy to delist from New York and go public in Hong Kong, Financial Times. Micah Parsons steals the spotlight versus Saints and strengthens case for NFL DPOY, Bleacher Report. FTC sues to block Nvidia's takeover of ARM, The New York Times. The next N64 game for Nintendo Switch Online is Paper Mario, The Verge. First case of Omicron COVID variant is detected in Los Angeles. Here's what we know so far, NBC Southern California. Investigators reveal concerns about behavior of Michigan high school shooting suspect leading up to the tragedy, CNN. Parolee Ariel Minor arrested in connection with Jacqueline Avant killing after shooting himself in the foot, CBS Los Angeles. 73, NBA stars chimed in after the Memphis Grizzlies notched biggest blowout win in NBA history, ESPN. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Donald Trump Jr.'s unhinged attack on Fauci is pure projection in Kimmel play-by-play. Trump-Kraken lawyers order to pay $175,000 over baseless election lawsuit. Alec Baldwin fires prop gun on movie set, killing cinematographer and injuring director. Biden's top economic advisors say antitrust agenda will help open up U.S. economic growth. Trump complains nobody ever talks about the crowd size on January 6. Michael B. Jordan says he finally found what love was with Lori Harvey. Tom Ford shares very hard process of adjusting to life after his husband's death. 10 things the new Beatles doc can teach us about collaboration. Susan Collins silent on major Supreme Court case challenging Roe v. Wade. House Democrats demand Lauren Boebert be stripped of committee assignments. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Pair honored for life-saving effort at dealership. Fight over a ferry embroils state officials. Team heads to championship funded by donations. Deployed airmen return home early. Police officer dies in crash. Man suspected of shooting girlfriend and children. Officer shot in exchange of gunfire. Teacher arrested for threatening notes found at high school. FD, home explosion caused by propane tank. GovFundMe launched for woman in hospital. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. With no resources, authority or country, Afghan ambassador presses on. Supply chain snarls for cars on display at a Kansas terminal. Biden's new virus plan aims to keep economy open as Omicron spreads. New York City sets vaccine mandate for religious and private school workers. Ghislaine Maxwell brought strict rules to Epstein home, ex-employee says. Alec Baldwin says he is not responsible for fatal shooting on Rust. Government shutdown averted as Congress passes spending bill. Biden vows to fight Omicron with science and speed. Jussie Smollett's lawyers dispute account that attack was staged. The debt ceiling and more, Congress has a pre-break to-do list. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Alec Baldwin praises wife Hilaria after tell-all interview, and Apis, family is all I care about and Apis. Alec Baldwin and Apis, SABC interview and Apis, a preemptive strike and Apis, Leo Terrell. Greg Gutfeld, connecting the dots to crime and Apis, explosion. Political cartoon of the day, losing the race. Tucker Carlson, it and Apis, not surprising Jussie Smollett pushed his hoax as far as he could. In Graham, Biden focused on pleasing the media, not Americans. Defense lifts Dallas to a 27-17 victory over sinking Saints. Hannity blasts Biden for and Apis, blindly and Apis, following Fauci. Washington woman found and Apis, beaten to death and Apis, in Kankan hotel room during vacation, boyfriend arrested. NFL Week 13 schedule, scores, updates and more. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Friday, December 3rd. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, The Daily Mail. Tory peer Michelle Mone is accused of calling men of Indian heritage a waste of a man's white skin. Alec Baldwin doesn't feel guilty about set shooting tragedy and says someone else is responsible. COVID fraudsters stole 4.9 BN from bounce back loan scheme, watchdog report finds. Spain travel ban, unvaccinated British travelers age 12 and over prohibited from entering country. Vaccines minister is laughed at as she scrambles to defend Christmas party on question time audience. Storm Arwen, Army sent in to help 4,000 homes who have spent a week without power. Imperious Ghislaine Maxwell handed out 58-page manual to staff who worked for Jeffrey Epstein. Man seeks medical help after artillery shell became lodged in his rectum. People with allergic conditions including hay fever and a runny nose have a lower risk of COVID-19. 29-year-old arrested for killing of Clarence Avant's wife, 81, in Beverly Hills home invasion. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. UN says Islamic State committed war crimes at Iraqi prison. At Miami's Art Basel, a canvas of global inequality in the pandemic age. Chinese ride-hailing giant Didi to delist from U.S. to appease Beijing regulators. Omicron COVID variant 3 times more likely to cause reinfection than Delta, Africa study says. Lebanon minister to resign in bid to ease crisis with Saudis. WHO says measures against Delta work for Omicron variant 2. Pope meets Cyprus Orthodox leader to strengthen ties. Auckland reopens as New Zealand tries new virus approach. Sebastian Kurz, former conservative wunderkind and Austrian chancellor, prompts government crisis by quitting politics. Scientists find clues to what triggers rare blood clots in AstraZeneca coronavirus vaccine. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's US news feed. COVID live, South Africa in fourth wave with Omicron, Black and South Asian people in UK at risk without jabs. Doors guitarist Robbie Krieger, the music will outlast the crazy gym stuff. Enemy combatant held at Guantanamo petitions for release because war is over. Voting rights advocates frustrated by same old meeting with White House. Sidney Powell filed false incorporation papers for nonprofit, grand jury finds. Is Superman circumcised? Wins Otis Book Title of the Year award. She didn't deserve to die. Kenya fights tuberculosis in COVID shadow. I was offered $35 for one day's work. George Clooney on paydays, politics and parenting. Xinjiang, Twitter closes thousands of China state-linked accounts spreading propaganda. Living with sheep. It is clear that they have sheep hopes and dreams. They also have sheep ideas. First dog on the moon. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Alec Baldwin on Rust shooting, someone is responsible, but I know it's not me. Biden's help light national Christmas tree. Oregon officials ask public help to find killers of 8 wolves. U.S. started inquiry into Cuomo sexual harassment claims. Unvaccinated Nevada state workers to pay insurance surcharge. Sheriff, Georgia teen killed his brother, sells homemade gun. Watch, drone sweeps over sizzling lava stream. Watch, stolen school bus slams into parked vehicles. Watch, aurora borealis lights up sky above Alaska. NASA astronauts complete spacewalk postponed due to debris risk. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Biden blasted for reviving Trump's Remain in Mexico policy. Why Turkey's currency crash does not worry Erdogan. Omicron, India reports first cases of new COVID variant. The kind heart who gave an Afghan family a new home. U.S. government shutdown averted hours before deadline. Alec Baldwin admits career could be over after fatal shooting. China app giant Diddy plans U.S. stock market exit and move to Hong Kong. U.S. tightens travel rules amid new Omicron cases. The drought ravaging East African wildlife and livestock. Kerala, the granny who learned to read and write at 104. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. 14 arrested in connection to smash and grab thefts in Southern California, authorities say. Cadets racist attacks push out JROTC instructor. U.S. Senate passes stopgap Gov funding bill. Today in history for December 3rd. Rainy fall sets record for usually soggy Seattle. Multiple cases of Omicron virus detected in NYC. Human rights group reacts to asylum seekers policy. Murder charges for former Ohio deputy who shot Casey Goodson Jr. in the back multiple times. Ex-Epstein staffer testifies accusers visited mansion. Biden helps light the national Christmas tree. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. PG&E to pay $125 million in fines and penalties under Kincaid fire settlement. Los Angeles Police Department announces 14 arrests in connection with recent smash and grab robberies. LA County records first case of Omicron variant as officials urge more COVID-19 testing. Long Beach Police Chief Robert Luna enters race for LA County Sheriff. Los Angeles Police Department Chief Moore's security detail under investigation after incident in France. LA man, 29, arrested in Jacqueline Ovan's killing in Beverly Hills. Legal challenge to California redistricting seeks document disclosure, new advisors. Suspect in Orange County mass shooting committed to state hospital. The killing of Jacqueline Avant, what we know. How San Francisco confirmed the first U.S. Omicron case so quickly. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Friday, December 3rd, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Greece to fine non-vaccinated over 60-year-olds €100 per month. Albanian government prohibits pedophiles and child abusers from becoming teachers. Chinese ports start blocking Lithuanian goods. New Australian laws to unmask anonymous online trolls and make tech giants pay. Philippine largest public hospital, no new COVID-19 admission in last 2 days. Up couple tortured for Hindu-Muslim love moves on from miscarriage in jail, build a happy life. Australia's biggest fossil fuel investment for a decade is in the works, and its greenhouse gas emissions will be horrifying. Ransomware attack on Planned Parenthood steals data of 400,000 patients. These Portuguese kids are suing 33 European countries to force them to cut emissions. New COVID drug that cuts death by 80% approved in UK amid fight against Omicron. Australian City Council to ban pet cats from going outside to protect wildlife. Russia's activity on the Ukraine border has put the West on edge. COVID, Germany puts major restrictions on unvaccinated. Chilean environmental activists who oppose dam projects found dead global development. British Columbia releases first animal death toll from its catastrophic floods, 628,000 chickens, 12,000 pigs, 420 cows, over 800 farms are still under evacuation. The next headlines are from Forbes. Does rainwater count as water damage? How green is Big Pharma? The debt problem. Women's FA Cup final marks 100th anniversary of ban on game in England. Grab tumbles on Nasdaq debut after record SPAC merger, investors fret over losses. Diddy Global starts delisting process from New York, prepares to relist in Hong Kong. This week in XR, virtual real estate commands real money in metaverse. China's Diddy to delist from New York following pressure from Beijing. U.S. set to narrowly avoid government shutdown after Senate passes last-minute funding bill. Alec Baldwin says he probably won't be charged in Rust shooting. The next headlines are from Nature.com. How bad is Omicron? What scientists know so far. Omicron variant border bans ignore the evidence, say scientists. Omicron is supercharging the COVID vaccine booster debate. Famous space family has a surprisingly peaceful history. Does police outreach cut crime? Efforts in 6 nations give a bleak answer. This tiny iron-rich world is extraordinarily metal. Human blastoids model blastocyst development and implantation. Publisher correction, single photon nonlinearity at room temperature. The world population update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,748,632,966 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Last shootout review, Bruce Dern's turn as Amin Galoot sets indie western apart. NBA, Viacom 18 set multi-year, multi-platform India partnership. Robbie Williams biopic Better Man 2 film in Australia. Indonesian horror series Losmen Melody hatched by Infinite Studios and Catch Play. Sting, Burt Bacharach, Herb Alpert and others to salute Jerry Moss in LA Music Center tribute concerts. Annie Live is a spirited, likable reprieve from hard times, TV review. Alec Baldwin on Who's to Blame in Rust shooting, I Know It's Not Me. George Clooney on working with Ben Affleck in Tender Bar, inspiration for role in political activism. Cassie Randolph declined offer to appear on Colton Underwood's Netflix show exclusive. Betrayed review, a treacherous Holocaust tragedy. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Elle magazine says it will ban from its publications worldwide. 21 states poised to ban or severely restrict abortion if Roe v. Wade is overturned. Scientists race to answer the question, will vaccines protect us against Omicron? FTC sues to block big semiconductor chip industry merger between Nvidia and ARM. Congress approves a short-term funding bill to avoid a government shutdown. The final, anguished years of a warrior scholar who exposed torture by U.S. troops. Dave Draper, iconic American bodybuilder, dies at 79. Kellogg and its cereal workers union reach a tentative deal to end 2-month strike. Astronomers find a new planet that's mostly made of iron. The Home Alone house could be yours for a night. The following headlines are from The Week. Missouri commissioned, then buried, a report that found mask mandates likely save lives. Sidney Powell, Lynn Wood, 7 other pro-Trump lawyers ordered to pay Michigan $175,000 for Kraken lawsuit. Father and daughter duo deliver RVs to people who lost their homes in wildfires. Shutdown averted as Senate passes bill to fund government. New York governor says not to panic as 5 Omicron cases are reported in state. NFL suspends 3 players for misrepresenting COVID-19 vaccine status. House passes spending bill, setting up showdown in the Senate. Biden says no shutdown unless somebody decides to be totally erratic. Kathy Griffin slams CNN for firing her but not Jeffrey Toobin. How Illinois abortion clinics are bracing themselves for a world post, Roe v. Wade. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. The Supreme Court is itching to overturn Roe v. Wade. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Alan Shepard's daughter will be flying on the next New Shepard flight. NASA plans to retire the space station in 2030 and replace it with commercially owned destinations in low Earth orbit. An upcoming asteroid mission will be able to peer 100 meters under the surface. Our guide to the only total solar eclipse of 2021. These are the news headlines for today, Friday, December 3rd. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the 3rd most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Total solar eclipse of December 4th, 2021. Venus brightest for 2021 around December 3rd. Intense storms from global warming, and a mission to study them. Hurricanes expected to linger over cities in U.S. Northeast. December birthstone, turquoise, zircon or tanzanite. The colors of the stars you can see with your eyes. The next news is from Politico. Views collide as Blinken, Lavrov discuss Ukraine. Hundreds of House districts are being redrawn. Here's who's winning and losing. Germany imposes coronavirus lockdown for unvaccinated people. Congressional leaders weigh a debt limit fix on the defense bill. Feds could release alternative Mueller report soon. Senate Republicans quietly buck Trump in Alabama race. Biden takes the fight to Omicron, but the toolkit is growing there. New York confirms 5 cases of Omicron variant. Opinion House Goddess will rule on Dubs in 3 scenarios. Meadows book possible waiver of executive privilege, January 6 investigators say. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Nerves aplenty over climate policy powder keg. Australian Newsel Hive, Alan Tudge steps down amid investigation into abuse allegations. Omicron COVID cluster at Sydney School, Victoria pandemic bill passes. Labor launches election fight over climate change and household costs. Wednesday night Demons Dogs opener and Geelong vs Essendon set for round 1. Macquarie's Peter Warne leads Mossman Bonanza with $23 M house sale. Hundreds of scientists bunker down, Omicron findings expected within days. Shift to renewal, Victorian MP Jane Garrick to leave Parliament. Big business welcomes Labour's industry-focused climate policy. Exmouth Port developer confident project can go ahead despite new protections, Marine Park. Hail batters Sydney's south, northwest before thunderstorms ease. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. The moneyest, my father desperately begged me, son, get a lawyer, that woman is going to take away your inheritance, my stepmother kept $1 million after he died. Elon Musk exercises more options, sells another $1 billion of Tesla stock. Congress votes to keep government open through mid-February. Months after massive IPO, China's Didi moves to delist from New York Stock Exchange. Zillow stock rebounds after company says it is selling houses faster than expected, will rebuy stock with the cash. Earnings results, Marvell stock surges nearly 16% after earnings, outlook beat. Earnings results, DocuSign stock plunges 30% as pandemic boom appears to dissipate. Earnings results, Ulta Beauty stock rallies after Q3 beat shows resiliency of beauty industry. MarketWatch first take, Nvidia's deal for ARM is dead, how long until CEO Jensen Huang admits it? Google puts off January return to offices as Omicron concerns grow. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Justice is told nearly all tech faces Ellis acts without changes, Law 360. City Transformer selects PowerMat wireless technology to charge new ultralight foldable electric vehicle designed for urban mobility, PR Newswire UK. Biogen International GmbH v Mylan Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, Fed, CIRA 2021, JD Supra. Readers sound off, why critical race theory is necessary, stolen elections, and airlines add errant assumptions, Orlando Weekly. Fowler v. Controller General of Patents, Trademarks and Designs, Court of Appeal Judgment on Machine Inventors, JD Supra. Business of IP Asia Forum opens today. Scoop News, Scoop Co. NZ. Who is McClintock Distilling named after, Yahoo News. How patent law supports the fight against climate change, Raconteur. Inventors are defined by their ability to overcome obstacles, Entrepreneur. SoCalBio announces 2021 Innovation Award winners, Yahoo Finance. The next headlines are from Quartz. Didi's abrupt U.S. delisting shows the extremes of Beijing's data security crackdown. What is slowing India's transition to renewable energy? India's Omicron cases show the variant was global even before the travel bans kicked in. Even if India clears private cryptocurrencies, it may not allow trading on foreign platforms. The UK spy chief's warning about China's data traps highlights digital supply chain risks. The U.S. Supreme Court is considering the economic impact of abortion. Beepler's NFT patrons want to disrupt the art world's Western-centric lens. Spotify's rap lists have the variety and virality the Grammys need. Uber wants to meet Indians where they are, on WhatsApp. Biden's vaccine mandate is just like the seatbelt law, and people protested the two. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Colorado appeals court says a drug dog that alerts on now legal weed cannot create probable cause for a search. MLB removes references to current players on MLB.com due to lockout. Josh Hawley thinks we should break up Twitter because he doesn't like the company's editorial choices. Document shows just how much the FBI can obtain from encrypted communication services. Twitter's new private information policy takes impossible content moderation challenges to new, ridiculous levels. Daily Deal, Treblib FX100 Extreme Bluetooth Speaker and Treblib X5 True Wireless Earbuds Bundle. Texas court gets it right, dumps Texas's social media moderation law as clearly unconstitutional. Report, U.S. has 9th most expensive broadband on the planet. Take-Two Interactive appears to be morphing from game publisher into IP troll. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Busybone. Grizzlies. Single all the way. Burger King Whoppers 37 cents. Michigan basketball. Bronco Mendenhall. Bath and Body Works candle sale. COVID-19 Omicron variant. Antonio Brown. Tesla Cyberquad ATV. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Spy agency stops tracking Omicron carriers. Harris team at White House to implode further, media. China facilitates business travel with U.S. Alec Baldwin says he feels no responsibility over Rust shooting. Biden reveals plan to vaccinate the world. Oklahoma sues Biden and Pentagon over vaccine mandate. Capitol riot committee chief says pleading the Fifth Amendment suggests guilt. Smollett attorney says judge physically lunged at her. NFL star punished after allegedly using fake COVID-19 vaccine card. Oscar contender The Power of the Dog knows nothing about masculinity, toxic or otherwise. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Global food prices rise again, hitting new decade high. Austria's former Chancellor Sebastian Kurz is retiring from politics at age 35. Escobar, the Nat Austin Clown Show. Singapore power prices spike 1,290% as energy crisis emerges. How migrants surge at the border fuels massive American ODs from tiny grains of this killer drug. New York crime figures return to the bad old days of the 1980s. Iran hails fruitful Vienna nuclear talks. Israel asks Biden to urgently suspend dialogue. Goldman offering burned out employees new benefits, including sabbatical and paid bereavement leave. SEC Chair Gensler, Bitcoin competes with the U.S. banking system. November payrolls preview, strong enough to justify the accelerated taper? The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Grizzlies clobber Thunder by 73 to set record for largest NBA win. Casa edges closer to default after failing to extend maturity. Ride-hailing giant Diddy to delist from New York Stock Exchange. Top U.S. general says Russia activity near Ukraine worrying. Desperate Afghan refugee sets himself on fire in Indonesia. Japan services sector grows at fastest pace since 2019. Asia misses global recovery of air travel, as IDA condemns bans. WHO urges Asia Pacific to prepare amid Omicron cases in U.S., live. U.S., EU concerned at China's problematic actions in disputed sea. Son of Panama's ex-president pleads guilty in U.S. corruption case. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Exclusive House Republicans divided on purpose of vaccination database bill. Planned Parenthood breach, 400K patients' personal, clinical data stolen in ransomware attack. Abrams, I did not challenge 2018 election by refusing to concede, I challenged an unfair system. UPS lays off 100s of workers in Biden's hometown Scranton. Senate passes stopgap funding through February. Senate blocks amendment to defund Biden vaccine mandate. China, celebrity vegetarianism is blind worship of the West. DCCC blasted on Twitter after thanking Biden for 2-cent decrease in gas prices. Taliban clashes with Iranian army over border misunderstanding. UN defers decision on letting Taliban join. The next headlines are from UPI News. Maryland man's unusual feeling leads to $50,000 lottery prize. Look, firefighters wrangle trio of escaped horses in Massachusetts. Watch, deer runs through orthopedics company's facility in Minnesota. Watch, Minnesota man amasses huge collection of Holmes beer memorabilia. Georgia man reunited with clat ring after 15 years. Look, loose pig wrangled by animal control deputies in New Mexico. Watch, 44-foot pyramid of washing machines breaks Guinness World Record. Lizard stows away from Florida to England in suitcase. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. After years of helping Crow family, man was left mind blown over their homemade gifts in return. Christmas fanatic turns her office cube into incredible life-size gingerbread house. Look. The underwater kites generating tidal electricity as they move. World's first 3D printed eye focuses gaze on digital prosthetics. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Friday, December 3rd. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Who is this Halo-themed Swarovski crystal for? Quake 1 gets its first major co-op content update in 25 years. COVID-19 vaccine now mandatory to get euthanized in Germany. DMV flung student driver for using Tesla's rake-in brakes. International politics or a poker game, Trump's Iran policy has become a disaster for the US and Israel. Sword-wielding man dressed as a ninja shot by French police. Driver speeding car uncontrollably loses control and flies his car off the bridge. Suspect in Wisconsin Christmas parade tragedy says he feels demonized. Chef handed suspended jail sentence after undercooked shepherd's pie killed 1 and left 31 ill. Trump's former lawyer Michael Cohen is making NFTs out of his prison badge. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Want to improve your e-commerce metrics? Focus on your QA score. Qualcomm's 8CX Gen 3 chip might make you reconsider Intel and AMD. Windows 11 start menu kinda sucks, these 5 changes could help. Can Timnit Gebru's new lab challenge big technicians' control over AI research? Astrocolonialism, big tech is stealing the night sky from humans. Jack Dorsey's Twitter exit is a milestone in social media's midlife crisis. Virgil Abloh's Mercedes Maybach EV encapsulates the late designer's radical touch. Mozilla is investigating YouTube's recommendation controls, and you can help. Don't blindly follow rules as an entrepreneur, and buy more flowers. A blockchain-connected motorbike, what Web 3.0 means for mobility and why you should care. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Combined heat and power as a platform for clean energy systems. Wild Blue Wonder, X-ray beam explores food color protein. Damaged telomeres in the elderly may increase susceptibility to SARS-CoV-2. How statistics can aid in the fight against misinformation. Most dog breeds highly inbred. Researchers attacking menacing superbug. Twisting elusive quantum particles with a quantum computer. 40% of North Atlantic right whale population using Gulf of St. Lawrence as seasonal habitat. Novel 3D printing technique to engineer biofilms. Shining new light on elusive flying bats. The next headlines are from Information Week. How are organizations doing with cloud? Don't let your ITSM platform drain IT budget and resources. Wrangler goes low-code, no-code to leverage data analytics. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Friday, December 3rd from over 100 sources to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA awards Artemis contract for future megamoon rocket boosters. NASA selects companies to develop commercial destinations in space. Public provides NASA ideas for engaging untapped communities. NASA to announce America's next class of astronaut candidates. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Utah State falls 60-58 to St. Mary's in controversial ending. Virginia coach Bronco Mendenhall stepping down after bowl game. Suspects killed by officers in Taylorsville shootout had previously been shot by police. Devin Lloyd returned to Utah for moments like Friday night's Pac-12 championship game. Bagley cartoon, outsourcing the poor. COVID-19 case count in Utah now exceeds 600,000 since pandemic began. A new variant, censorship accusations, Utah's redlining consequences and more on behind the headlines. A Salt Lake City park will temporarily close after community complained about safety. Rep. Paul Ray, sponsor of Utah's COVID endgame bill, to leave legislature for a new job at State Health Department. David Emmett, LDS Church should spare the historic Provo Temple. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. NASA awards Blue Origin, Nanorex, Northrop Grumman over $400 min contracts to avoid space station gap. U.S. satellites are being attacked every day according to Space Force General. Former Ubiquiti dev charged for trying to extort his employer. Trump's social media site quietly admits it's based on Mastodon. Google readies Pixel Watch for 2022 launch. New York MMA convention possibly infected with Omicron. Microsoft makes breakthrough in the quest to use DNA as data storage. Google removes Pirate Bay domains from search results citing Dutch court order. White House to unveil alliance to curb human rights abuse of tech. Really stupid smart contract bug let hackers steal $31 million in digital coin. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. St. Louis baseball fans calling on MLB owners and players to end lockout. Senate passes bill to avoid shutdown after clash over vaccine mandates. Hunter shoots first buck, only to watch 4 bears start eating it. Lawmaker wants to ban critical race theory in Missouri schools. My heart sank, friends and family mourn St. Louis County officer killed in crash. Eureka High School senior found dead near Highway 100 in Franklin County. SIUE makes historic announcement in naming next chancellor. Ex-nurse convicted of raping patient at Missouri hospital. New bill could change Missouri's stand your ground law. Missouri senator proposes bill to ban public funding for abortion facilities. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. La Costa Canyon to have asynchronous day after serious threat reported in restroom. San Diego resident who set out to run 2,021 miles this year will cross the mark Friday. Father accused of driving off cliff into ocean with twin daughters in truck to stand trial. Man from contentious law Mesa Juarez testifies in ex-cop's trial. Store's surveillance video offers last glimpse of missing woman. First case of Omicron variant detected in LA County. Local South Africans separated from loved ones due to Omicron variant. San Diego shakes from another mystery boom. Victim identified in possibly intentional hit-and-run fatality. Rare deep-sea fish, a notorious cannibal, washes up in San Diego. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Canadian government confirmed Boeing disqualified from CF-18 replacement competition. Russia deploys anti-ship missile systems to disputed Kuril Islands. USAF 100th Air Refueling Wing receives improved version of KC-135 Stratotanker. Ukraine deploys sound blasters near Belarus border. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. An economy reforged, Jude Blanchett and Lizzie Lee on China's new era. China to close loophole for foreign IPOs. Canada goose under fire in China for unfair return policies. China's cultural crackdowns, a guide. Explaining China's relationship with Indonesia, its gateway to Southeast Asia. Xinjiang, on technology and crimes against humanity. WTA suspends matches in China, calls for transparent investigation into Peng Shuai allegations. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Friday, December 3rd, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Dine English, holiday drinks at San Francisco Brewing Company. Victim frustrated by police response after car broken into at Lake Merritt. Operation Christmas Tree, North Bay nonprofit gives away free trees to those in need. Mother urges other pregnant women to get COVID vaccine. Department of Violence Prevention discusses the level of crime in Oakland. Senate passes stopgap funding bill, avoiding shutdown. Booster shots are getting harder to find, what you need to know. Smash and grabs lead to several changes in San Francisco's Union Square. Vallejo Cannabis Dispensary offers reward for information after thieves break into store. Hayward police investigate after man found shot to death in car. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Grizzlies throttle Thunder by NBA record 73-point margin. China's Diddy to leave U.S. stock market amid tech crackdown. Number 9 Iowa returns from COVID-19 pause, loses at Duke 79-64. Reese, Owusu lead number 8 Maryland women pass Miami. Police, person of interest in Algonquin homicide investigation in custody in Wisconsin. Minus Giannis, Bucks lose to Toronto, ending win streak at 8. DeRozan, Lavine helped Bulls hang on to beat Knicks 119-115. He was hurting and he needed help, mom of man firing guns and killed by Buffalo Grove police says. Feds investigating whether Itasca broke anti-discrimination laws in Haymarket decision. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. King County election data shows strong early turnout for Kshamasha and recall election. Emerald City Comic Con returns to Seattle this weekend with Star Wars studded guest list. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 6.2 m, depth 10 km, in Chile March 12, 2021, 4:40 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Peru, Paraguay, Uruguay. Drought is ongoing in Cameroon, Nigeria. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia. Orange alert for Tropical Cyclone 521. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Russia, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in Angola. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Friday, December 3rd in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from Cypher Brief Security News and High-Level Analysis. Central Intelligence Agency Deputy for Digital Innovation talks mission, partnerships and espionage challenges. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Body of Navy seaman killed during Pearl Harbor attack back home in Southeast Texas. Senate passes stopgap funding bill, avoiding government shutdown. Biden launching winter COVID-19 booster testing campaign. Enron survivors remember collapse 20 years later. We'll focus on the good memories. How Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski landed on a call with the Michigan high school basketball team. Fake paper plates causing real problems on the road and costing Texas millions. Lakewood church repairs lead to stashed cash and checks being uncovered at Mega Chapel. John Joel Alexander, former child actor in Beasts of the Southern Wild, fatally shot at 22. Logo revealed for 2023 Men's Final Four in Houston salutes city's history. Community leaders condemn anti-Semitic flyers found in Missouri City. We can rise beyond racism. The following headlines are from China Post. Top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Asian shares mostly higher after broad rally on Wall Street. Explainer, Turkey's currency is crashing. What's the impact? NDC minister discussed keeping experienced migrant workers in Taiwan. CTBC NABS Bank of the Year, Brand of the Year awards for fintech innovation. 11 imported COVID-19 infections reported in Taiwan. Shepherd, Kelly lead cow past Beaver 73-61 in Pac-12 opener. Mangaya pin, Flames stay hot on road, holding off Kings 3-2. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. NY officials identify 5 more Omicron cases, assume community spread ongoing. NYC will require private and religious school employees to take COVID vaccines. 4th NYC school shutters due to COVID, hinting at city's rules for closing. Extra, some people chose to eat magic dirt rather than get vaccinated. NYPD Commissioner Dermot Shea files for retirement. MTA way behind on spending and projects, state controller report finds. Anti-vaccination ad appears in a Brooklyn bus shelter. Lawmakers accuse Brooklyn judge of subverting NY's landmark discovery reforms. Update, armed man outside United Nations now in police custody. Photos, it ain't Christmas season until the 2021 Rockefeller Center Christmas tree has been lit. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Building a disability-friendly workplace, why includability matters. Clean energy alone won't uplift impoverished nations, we must invest in people. Disabled and displaced, helping Haiti's most vulnerable people. Croatia, decades after Balkan Wars, UN expert urges new push for justice. Violence in Cameroon, impacting over 700,000 children shut out of school. Volunteerism, central to the creation of a new social contract. Turning point reached for survivors of ISIL crimes in Iraq, Security Council hears. Bada Right campaign launched, to end rise in gender-based violence online. UNHCR chief calls for mechanism to deal with unprecedented displacement in Mexico and Central America. African Network fosters unity, fights gender discrimination and advances sustainable development. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Unvaccinated Austrians face prison time, huge fines for non-compliance. World Health Organization says no evidence booster jabs would offer greater protection to the healthy. New DNSA collection documents Central Intelligence Agency covert operations during the Eisenhower years. Rhode Island to introduce vaccine passport. New York Times complains that cat videos are being used to spread misinformation. At least 69 athletes collapse in 1 month, many dead. H.R. 550, House passes bill to fund federal vaccination database. Waukesha Christmas Massacre vs. Kenosha BLM riots, a tale of two propaganda campaigns. New study and warning from American Heart Association, mRNA vaccines dramatically increase risk of developing heart diseases from 11% to 25%. Inflation causing hardship for 45% of U.S. households, lower-income Americans most affected, Gallup. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. No, the owner of UTC Building 7 didn't admit it was demolished after 9/11. Did pro-abortion protesters take abortion pills outside Supreme Court building? Is Ukraine's Donetsk airport abandoned in the ocean? Total nonsense. QAnon hero Mike Flynn appears to privately disavow movement in leaked call. Lawyer backs up Baldwin's assertion he didn't pull trigger. Does photo show 9/11 victims' cars in NY Giants commuter lot? Stacey Abrams launches second campaign for Georgia governor. U.S. will resume policy for asylum seekers to wait in Mexico. Trump tested COVID positive pre-debate, ex-aide says in book. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Colbert goes off on Scottish over Roe challenge, we don't live in a democracy. Annie Live is the last dying breath of feel-good TV. Fauci astounded Fox News hasn't punished Lara Logan for Nazi comparison. Epstein always had a gun at his bedside and Ghislaine liked black leather costumes, Butler reveals. Trump has a bonkers new plan to avenge big tech banishment. 10 420 friendly gifts for wheat connoisseurs. Far-right shock jock confronts Mark Meadows on alleged ties to China. Biden's new Omicron winter plan for America simply isn't enough. NFL suspends Buccaneers star Antonio Brown for lying about COVID vaccination. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Knicks Julius Randle downplays squabble with Evan Fournier. Giants Nate Solder keeps starting role over Matt Peart, the better player right now. Rangers second power play unit gets first goal of season. Suspect randomly stabs 2 men in separate NYC attacks. Jets Mike Loeffler sees newfound comfort in Zach Wilson's game. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. 50 years ago, a forgotten mission landed on Mars. Ask Astro I, if time stops for an object falling into a black hole, how can LIGO see black holes colliding? You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Biden unveils new strategy to tackle COVID-19 and the Omicron variant. Omicron, what we know and don't know about the new COVID variant. Biden to announce new measures to combat Omicron variant. CDC confirms first case of Omicron COVID-19 variant in U.S. White House COVID-19 response coordinator on first Omicron variant case in U.S., new restrictions. Infectious disease doctor on Omicron coronavirus variant. Ocean plastic pollution is being colonized by coastal species. Mystery prehistoric footprints re-excavated for second look. The oldest trees on Earth. First Omicron case detected in U.S. addressed at White House press briefing. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Congress approves funding to prevent the U.S. government from shutting down on Friday night. Alec Baldwin doesn't feel guilt over Rust shooting. If I felt I was responsible, I might have killed myself. Biden pushes for more COVID vaccines, boosters and testing in fight against Delta, Omicron. Omicron variant COVID cases identified in New York City area, Hotel, de Blasio. Christmas tree buyers face reduced supplies, higher prices. 5 cases of Omicron COVID variant detected in New York. Omicron COVID variant detected in Ghana shortly after NYC Mayor-elect Adams' arrival. South Africa reports 11,535 new COVID cases within past 24 hours as Omicron spreads like wildfire. Brother accused of attacking Jussie Smollett denies sexual relationship, says actor just wanted media attention. Lori Vallow Chad Daybell murder trial scheduled for January 2023. The following headlines are from military.com. Government shutdown avoided as Senate passes stopgap funding bill. There's petroleum in the Navy's water system, Hawaii Health Department finds. 10 airmen investigated for trespassing at Capitol riot, new military extremism report shows. Public confidence in the military drops again, survey finds. Russia sends missiles near Pacific Islands claimed by Japan. All soldiers will have email after system change, Army leaders promise. Trump allegedly tested positive for COVID-19 days before hosting Gold Star families at White House. While Americans see an end to 20 years of war, VA's job has just begun. U.S. warns Russia as Kremlin talks about war threat in Ukraine. U.S. military explosives vanish, emerge in civilian world. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Jussie Smollett's legal team begins defense at actor's trial for allegedly staging and reporting a phony hate crime. Itasca's rejection of Haymarket Drug Treatment Center draws federal investigation. Former President Obama visits Southside YMCA. Illinois reports highest daily coronavirus count of 2021, and officials say some infections tied to Thanksgiving gatherings and travel. CTA holiday train to make additional Sunday loop runs. Crystal Lake woman found not guilty of drug-induced homicide in case that highlighted limits of Good Samaritan law. Southeast Side protesters threaten to camp out in front of Arwadi's house unless she denies scrap shredder permit. Former Cook County Sheriff's deputy faces charges related to trafficking cocaine from Mexico. Man who's charged with fleeing scene of police shooting was out on bond for carjacking, prosecutors say, charges pending against 2 others. What's next after MLB owners imposed a lockout of players? We're here, they're there, we need to find a way to bridge the gap, Rob Manfred says. The following headlines are from FIS.org. UN launches Bata right symbol against online violence. Western Canada sees record high winter temperature. Greek flagged ship caused Brazil mystery 2019 oil slick, police. NASA awards $415 million to fund 3 commercial space stations. Predictive analytics pays off with complementary investments. Killer whales lingering in newly melted Arctic Ocean. Lego down, focused vibrations knock over minifigures. Microplastic pollution aids antibiotic resistance. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Friday, December 3rd, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. The truth about cat people and dog people. Causes of phobias can be complicated. Do you have what it takes to be an astronaut? CBD gummy bears, best gummies and complete guide. What does it mean to have prediabetes? Autoimmune diseases are on the rise, along with more promising preventative measures. Yes, Vikings really did live in the Americas 1,000 years ago. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Rocky Lombardi-led in Illinois faces Kent Street for MAC title. Pittry began as lone recruit for number 9 Baylor after scandal. Chargers win hopes road leads to general manager spot. Hill's promising start for Saints flames out late versus Cowboys. Solomon Islands politician wants diplomatic ties with Taiwan. Fuel in tap water alarms Pearl Harbor military families. Supreme Court abortion hearing raises questions for senators. Pope scores 24 to lift UC San Diego over Michigan 83-74. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Oakland man arrested in connection with San Bruno smash and grab robbery. Weird Al brings ridiculously self-indulgent, ill-advised vanity tour to SF. School chief, discipline not needed for boy before shooting. Vallejo police internal report found officer's fatal shooting of Sean Monterosa not objectively reasonable. After scary collision, Sharks Meyer comes back, makes key play on Carlson's OT winner. Arrest made in sexual assault of blind woman in Cupertino. January 6 committee has interviewed 250 people so far. Zach Wilson looking forward to bounce-back opportunity against Eagles. Biden's help light national Christmas tree near White House. Sharks depth winger injured in first period versus New York Islanders. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Biden Christmas display omits stocking for Hunter's out of wedlock daughter. Jeremy Camperveen charged with extorting Lauren Book, Florida Democrat, with explicit photos. 2 absent Republicans help Democrats avert government shutdown. Nikki Haley laments Biden's America, plots Republican course during GOP award remarks. Publisher blasts total media blackout of Robert Kennedy's bestseller on Dr. Fauci. Biden helps light national Christmas tree near White House. Joe Biden Democracy Summit invite list proves divisive. House passes government spending bill, kicking shutdown fight to Senate. U.S. threatens serious consequences if Russia invades Ukraine. Defense Secretary voices concerns over Chinese hypersonic missiles. The next headlines are from The Intercept. The future of abortion rights is the future of other fundamental rights. If this can happen to Maria, then this can happen to you. Marijuana banking reform and defense bill on the brink of collapse as Democrats split. Biden to Pentagon, keep the war machine running. Blackwater founder Eric Prince sues The Intercept over Russian mercenary report. Eligible for release in 2016, Mutulu Shakur remains behind bars with worsening cancer. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Friday, December 3, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Horoscope for Friday, December 3, 2021. Man fatally shot in drive-by in McKinley Park, police. Double fist pump and dagger help Bulls hold off Knicks. Blackhawks comeback win over Capitals continues surge under Derek King. Bartlett, led by 7-3 Conrad Lugzinski, dominates West Chicago. Man fatally shot in Roseland, police. Jussie Smollett's attorney alleges star prosecution witness sought $2M from actor. Bulls Billy Donovan ducks praise in being named Coach of the Month. Thursday's high school basketball scores. CPS test scores drop during pandemic, mirroring statewide trend, new data shows. The next headlines are from the Times of India. India's first needle-free 3-dose coronavirus vaccine for 12+ ZyCoV-D is here. India has proved it is second to none in adopting technology, PM. Punjabi singer Sidhu Moosewala joins Congress. Taduk movie review, Ayan Shetty makes an intense debut. H-1B visa holders in the USC drop, highest in 10 years. Katrina-Vicky wedding, top celebrities expected to attend. Maoist couple, accused of ambushes that killed 75 Jawans, surrenders. HP2 vaccinate 100% residents by tomorrow. Microsoft asks users not to switch to SO 2008 feed Chrome. Top iPhone and iPad games on App Store in India in 2021. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Friday, December 3rd, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. HISD maintains its mandatory mask policy. 4 thoughts on how the lockout impacts the Astros. 4 questions. Is Kevin Porter Jr. a point guard? Demystifying songwriting in the Beatles, Get Back. Best bets the week of December 2nd to 8th, 2021. Preview, The Little Mermaid a tuts at the hobby. Things to do, upcoming food and drinks events in Houston. Things to do, Dem celebrate album release at the Continental Club. 6 teams remaining in mix for college football playoff. The next headlines are about world records making news. On this day in 2007, Muchie Muratharan takes world record 709th test wicket, Central5times.com. COVID patient attempts cycling world record The Westmoreland Gazette. Big sockeye salmon catch in hydro canal near Twizzle may be a world record, Stuffco NZ. Record-holding Scottish cyclist thanks Central Texas first responders, healthcare workers for saving his life, KSNTV.com. Bahrain news, world record, paraplegic athlete finishes 100-meter dash in 1.16 minutes, Gulf Digital News. Amaleo breaks world record to claim gold at Para Powerlifting Championships, InSidethaGames.biz. How Dave and Buster's made it into the Guinness Book of World Records, mashed. Sir congratulates Marco Chisito Lintugai for setting new marathon world record, MarketScreener.com. The greatest races ever run, reliving scorchers from Tokyo, Hindustan Times. Levi Nielsen and Adam Gemily removed from UK Athletics world-class program after opting to stay with coach Rana Reader, BBC Sport. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. There's now browser extension that lets you see dislikes on YouTube again, for now. Watch Marvel Simulu geek out about his favorite Star Wars Jedi. Companies' printers are apparently getting spammed by anti-work manifestos. Google might actually be making a Pixel Watch for real. Star Wars, The High Republic's grand work is going up in flames. Station 11's new trailer reveals a strangely uplifting apocalypse. United flies first plane with 100% sustainable aviation fuel. Apple's M3 chips reportedly just took a big step toward production. Instacart's 15-minute delivery plan is insidious and nobody needs it. New Omicron COVID-19 case in U.S. linked to an NYC-Con. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Marble Bar in Australia at 115.52 degrees Fahrenheit or 46.4 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Verkhojansk in Russia at minus 61.78 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 52.1 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Survivors try to stay positive after deadly pandemic in Station 11 trailer. Ransomware attack on Planned Parenthood steals data of 400,000 patients. Apple will make fewer iPhones in response to weakening demand and supply. The Omicron variant is a mystery. Here's how science will solve it. Judge tears 2 apart Texas social media law for violating First Amendment. Quake 1 gets its first major co-op content update in 25 years. Archaeologists find partially mutilated Vesuvius victim at new Herculaneum dig. Microsoft Edge will now warn users about the dangers of downloading Google Chrome. Rocket Lab's next booster is stubby, reusable, and has a Bond movie fairing. Activision Blizzard faces new pressure from group of state treasurers. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Alternative Mueller report could shed new light on Trump-Russia probe. That dog won't hunt. Republicans smack down on Senate floor for accusing Dems of being soft on Russia. GOP anti-Biden revolt officially thwarted as Senate passes bill to stop government shutdown. That's a lie. MSNBC's Hayes catches Kayleigh McEnany being squirrely about Trump's COVID tests. Mark Meadows was mission control for Trump's wingnut election schemes and must be forced to testify, CNN analyst. Trump is furious at Mark Meadows for spilling the beans about his illness last year, Gloria Borger. Not just cops, here's why the Oath Keepers are recruiting media experts. I am never a minute late. Trial unearths Elizabeth Holmes' bizarre written daily schedule. Georgia teen manufacturing ghost guns fatally shot his sister during firearms sale. Gun bad, cops. Bags and bags of money found stashed in bathroom wall at Joel Osteen's mega church, report. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. The Michigan school shooting shows why lockdown drills aren't nearly enough. Some of the lawyers who attempted to overturn the 2020 election were sanctioned in Michigan. The House just did its part to avoid a government shutdown. Now GOP senators hold the cards. Lauren Boebert is only going to get worse. Georgia election workers sue right-wing bloggers over 2020 conspiracy theories. Here's why a former Trump ally may plead the fifth before the 1/6 committee. Trump's harsh remain in Mexico policy will officially restart next week. The bombshell story about Trump's positive COVID test result just got even murkier. A Central Intelligence Agency report shows Trump abandoned his duty as commander-in-chief. Humans have broken a fundamental law of the ocean. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Listen, the power of our sense of smell, why government scientists really do look for aliens, Wisconsin Public Radio News. Hot little planet is dense as iron zips around red dwarf star, Reuters. Preventing Alien Invasions Newsroom, McGill Newsroom. The power of our sense of smell, why government scientists really do look for aliens, Wisconsin Public Radio News. If we cannot design autonomous robots, maybe they can design themselves, TechCrunch. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Friday, December 3rd, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Pentagon heading up UFO research is totally bogus, says Congressman Tim Burchett. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Friday, December 3rd, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News.8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News.8. All rights reserved.